You're watching The State of Play, a very special edition of The State of Play. David Dunn here on his own, just to do a very quick follow-up episode to last night's State of Play, where we we sort of led with the now seemingly hyperbolic headline of FAI, get their man, pointing towards Lee Carsley. Well, yes, it seemed that it was a done deal. It seemed that they did have their man, and he was going to be unveiled on Tuesday, or at least suggested to the board by Mark Canham. Carsley's the man. What do you think? And they go, yep. And then they make the offer, and everybody's happy. And there's babies being thrown in the air, and there's dancing in the streets, and all that kind of stuff. Well, that was until I woke up this morning and made my way to work, and my phone I was sent on my phone a link to a Daily Mail article here. I'm going to show you, for those of you watching on YouTube, and read it out to you for those of you not watching on YouTube. Will Lee Carsley be the next England manager? Under 21 boss turns down the Republic of Ireland job as he plans to emerge as a contender to succeed Gareth Southgate. I'll read out some of the article here. It doesn't really go into why that's the case. Just says he's rejected an offer to become Ireland manager, hopeful of emerging Gareth Southgate. Go on about how great he did with England, apparently where the FAI have been after him for a while when it looked like the game was up for Kenny. I have heard that actually, and then basically the whole Hill thing came out, and I think he went, oh, don't know about that. Maybe that was just one of many things. Obviously, Carsley has played for Ireland, especially through the bad old days of the 90s. And then basically, they were going to offer him a 4.5-year deal, Nations League, 26 qualifying campaign World Cup, and €28, which some of those are going to be held in Ireland. And then they go on basically saying that Carsley remains committed to the FA for now but his next job is supposed to be in club football if they don't make him England manager. And then they say, oh, all these other British lads might take over from Southgate, Cooper, Howe, the usual. And then they say the FA will now have to look elsewhere to secure a manager before Ireland's next fixtures against Belgium and Switzerland in March, with Bayern Munich assistant coach Anthony Barry also in the frame. It's kind of funny, just on the whole Barry thing. Bayern Munich had to pay a 7-figure sum, that's over £1 million, to Chelsea to release him. The FAI haven't got £1 million, and that's just for compensation. That's not even taken into account salary, backroom staff, all of that stuff. So I think the whole Barry thing's a nonsense. And I think that we were looking at that this morning going, that looks a bit, Daily Mailish. And then, sorry, I do have a little noisy rabbit behind me. It is quite late, actually. And then the Irish Times had their own article. Gavin McCunsky wrote this. Lee Carsley reported to have turned down the Ireland job as FAI insists no offers made. Reports in British media, Daily Mail, tip former Irish midfielder to succeed Gareth Southgate as England manager. So you go, okay. But I mean, Dan McDonald even wrote last night on The Independent. He said, well, it's not set in stone. There have been no offers made, and there had been no offers made. However, Lee Carsley, his contract does actually allow him to speak to people, because it's a rolling contract. So we thought, well, yeah, I mean, that's not okay. There's been no official approach, i.e., they haven't gone to the FA to ask permission, or not permission, but you know what I mean, we want to take your guy. So that was kind of worrying a bit. But yet again, it's a Daily Mail, and then Sky release a headline, and this worried me now. This has me a bit worried, I must say. Lee Carsley, England under 21 boss, not interested in Republic of Ireland head coach role. And then they go on to say that he's turned it down, the opportunity to even speak to them, to the FAI. Sky Sports News understand. That had me worried. But yet again, there's no sources say, or the reason for it. I mean, okay, the Daily Mail says it's because he wants to take over Gareth Southgate, but I mean, that's not exactly guaranteed he's going to take over from Gareth Southgate. When Southgate took over, England were in a mess. They were knocked out of the Euros 2016 by a shopping centre. Roy Hodgson was the manager. He was offered a job, Southgate, but he wanted to work with the youth team. Sam Allardyce got it, won his first game, Then there was the controversy. He got fired. Southgate takes it, and now England have one of the best squads in the world. You know, genuinely, like world-class talent, which many feel he is underachieved with. So they're not going to go down the grass, you know, the domestic route with those players. They're going to want to get a top-end manager, and they have the money to do it, the FA. So I don't think there's a hope in hell, unless he's been promised something, but I don't think there's a hope in hell that Lee Carsley is going to get that job. And I don't think that many people in England would want him to get that job. You know, why haven't Premier League clubs gone in for him? Apparently, Birmingham City went in for him after they fired Wayne Rooney, apparently, and a couple of other clubs. So he is highly thought of, but he's not considered elite, and they're going to want to go down the elite route. That is just my opinion. But yet again, you know, the Daily Mail, the guy that wrote that, Matt Hughes, you know, he doesn't really back it up with anything other than, well, surely he wants the England job. That's what that sounds like to me. Now, obviously, with the Sky Sports thing, they are normally quite on the money. Well, they say they understand, but what does that mean? Well, they understand that they've read it from the Daily Mail, and they just don't want to give the Daily Mail any credit. I don't know. I'm not saying they're wrong, by the way. That could be the case, but we just don't know. And that's the thing, we don't know. I think we're going to have to really just find out on Tuesday what the decision is, really. Hell of a day for me, by the way. I mean, I wake up to, like, when we did the State of Play last night, I did turn around and say, I hope we don't have a repeat of the State of Play before that. And that was when we finished recording, you know, something big happens that kind of makes our thing a little bit, not irrelevant, but, you know, and Chris Hughton was fired by Ghana. And literally as we were recording. And that was kind of annoying. And then I said, oh, I hope that doesn't happen again last night as we were going on about, you know, how we got our man Lee Carsley. And then I wake up to the news of, well, he's turned it down. And that's on my way to the tube with the phone. I'm like, fuck, you know, I'm reading it. And then I get off the tube because, you know, you have no signal on most of the tube. And then I'm getting bombarded by my United friends that Jurgen Klopp is going to leave Liverpool at the end of the season. So, yeah, not the best of football days for me personally. But anyway, it is what it is. So that's where we're at. We basically don't know. But I felt I wanted to just do this little video because, you know, you leave the headline, we have our man. And then it's actually, well, we don't know. But, you know, we try to be transparent. We try to be honest. We go with what's, unless we have our own insider information, we try to go with, you know, we report to you what's being reported and we try to talk about it and give you an opinion on it. So I couldn't just leave it there. And that's why I've done this solo video. So with that being said, we will be live, by the way. All three of us, I think, should be live. I know I wasn't due to be on it, but I should be there this Sunday, 9:30. So if you want to have your say about what I've said, I have also written an article. It should be out Saturday morning. My thoughts on why Lee Carsley is the only man for the FAI, and they need to move heaven and earth to get him. And basically, I just kind of, you know, have a little go at Chris Hughton and Neil Lennon, go through their last few jobs. You know, if you have a problem with that, tell me on the live. We will be live on YouTube and both Facebook channels on Sunday at 9:30, and have your say and get involved. If you're listening to this on Spotify, we do have a YouTube channel. Do head over to it. Please give it a cheeky little subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. Anyway, I'm going to leave you there. I love you all. I will see you guys at Sunday, I hope. And in the meantime, good night. God bless. And yeah, hopefully, I'll probably jinx it now. I won't wake up to something else that makes this completely irrelevant and redundant. But we hope that's not the case. Anyway, good night. God bless.